down soon. We're live. You didn't sit down soon enough. That's all right. Hey, we're the Northwest Brewmeisters, and we are going to beat this stupid OBS YouTube thing. You watch. One of these episodes is actually going to go well. My name's Jamie.
I'm Steve.
We are two guys who like beer.
I think you should too.
And so today is going to be great. I'm in a good mood. Are you in a good mood?
I'm in a good mood.
We're in a good mood, which was not the case last video.
We had a lot of technical issues and just
it was horrible.
delays, and it was cold as all heck. And,
Oh my goodness, was it cold? It was 17 degrees. That was cold.
It was.
And I'm from Montana.
Brewing experience wasn't very optimal last time.
Oh, our hoses froze.
Yeah, so we didn't get our wort chilled really fast, you know.
Standing out in the snow, moving the kettles in different snowbanks and stirring the heck out of them.
Which we killed my grass in certain areas. You know if you noticed that.
I did not. I will have to look at that.
Yeah,
Well,
so
it's gonna be dark
dead
by the
circles
time.
of grass where you're moving the kettles around.
They'll come back.
It's the Pacific Northwest. It'll be back.
It'll come back. Or blackberries will grow there.
No, like yourself. I want blackberries in that part of the yard. Thank you.
No blackberries. All right. So, anyways, so today we're doing a double batch as we always do, and interestingly, for those of you that have watched any of our previous episodes, so I'd be like, any one of you. Okay, let's just drop that one. All right. So
Moving on.
Point being, today Steve's gonna go first instead of me because I have a 90-minute boil because of the Newcastle clone, which eventually I should dig
You
out
should
that
probably
recipe.
get your stuff ready.
My stuff ready?
You should probably get your
Oh,
fire hot.
well, no, cold steep, right?
I mean, yeah, but you should probably get the fire going. You have a 90-minute boil, not a 90-minute steam.
Oh, right.
We're gonna be even longer than if we're waiting for you to get your steeping done and do your boil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is, I will get to temperature faster than you if I start my thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And then we'll be, well,
Maybe when mine gets to temp, you should start yours then.
well, that's what I was thinking. When yours gets to temp, I'll fire up.
Because I am not still climbing.
Still climbing?
Now I'm 90. Got a ways to go. Trying to get to at least 150 degrees Fahrenheit, so before I start my timer on my steeping.
So anyhow,
It gets there.
tell me about your beer.
My beer is a classic Irish red. It's called Red Tide. So not my recipe. It's the recipe that comes from the local brew supply store that we like to use. But the description reads, just a touch of roasted barley gives this brew a nice red color, coupled with traditional hops. Red Tide is a crowd pleaser that everyone can enjoy. I've made this before, and it's nice. It's a nice, smooth beer. It's not real heavy on the palate. It doesn't have a lot of mouthfeel. ABV, if I do it right, it's 4.6%. So it's not super strong. IBU is 21. It's not real bitter. So, but this is what my ingredients are. Got 1 pound of Crystal 80. It's gonna make it kind of semi-dark, not super dark. 2 ounces of roasted barley. That's gonna give it kind of a reddish hue, as mentioned in the description. I'm using extracts for my malts. So I have 6.6 pounds of golden light malt extract. My hops are Goldings at the 60-minute mark and Fuggles at the 5-minute mark, which are both they both come out of England. And my yeast is Y yeast 1084 Irish Ale, and it should be at its best between 62 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit. So as far as the brews go, everything's the same. I'm gonna when I get to about 150 degrees, I'm gonna steep this for 30 minutes to try to maintain that temperature, and then after that, I will stir in my malt extracts, and then I will bring it up to boiling, not like a heavy boil like I do a mac and cheese boil, but a nice rolling boil, nice smooth boil on top, and then I'll start my hop cycle, and then I'll go for an hour, and then after that, I will rapidly cool it down to at least 100 degrees. Typically, we try to go between 70 and 80 degrees before we put it in our carboys, and then I will let it ferment. So this beer is pretty mundane as far as this process. It's not a complex beer to make. Now, if you've seen any of our previous episodes, the process is identical to anything you've already watched us do. So no special instructions, during the secondary fermentation or anything like that. Just, I'll let it go for 2 weeks in primary, and then I'll move it to a secondary container. I'll let that go for 2 weeks, and then I'll keg it. And after about a week or so in the keg with it carbonated, we'll be ready to drink. Kind of like what we're drinking now. This is the Belgian Duvel that that was made, I don't know what, 3 or 4 episodes ago maybe. I forget. It was brewed before the holidays. I want to say it was brewed even before Thanksgiving, but I can't quite remember.
It was quite a while ago.
But it's been on tap for at least 2 weeks.
So it's nice and conditioned.
Yeah, it's nice and conditioned. I can see my bubblies in it now. When the first pour after the first week of carbonation, it was flat still, and I was kind of baffled, like, wow, why is this thing so flat? I followed my usual carbonation procedure. So what's up?
My Russian stout, I was just gonna say, it was the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
It's like we did the same thing I always do, kind of hit it heavy, about 3 psi, and then back it off to 10 or so.
Right.
And
maybe because the type of beer they were, they just needed a little more time. Possibly, I don't know. So.
What do you think of this? I think, if you sticking with the unremarkable comment we had?
Yeah, I mean, it's drinkable. Obviously, we're still drinking it, but I'm not really impressed with it. It was my own recipe. You just learning and experimenting, and I think it falls within the Belgian Duvel style of beer, but it just, I don't know. It doesn't, maybe I'm not in that style of beer. I don't know. It just doesn't taste as good to me as I was hoping it would taste.
Well, it's definitely not your style of beer.
I'm not going to screw something up. Who knows? Maybe I got some kind of not to a point where it like killed it as far as infection, but maybe it altered the flavor a little bit. But anyway, drinkable, not remarkable. Probably not one I'm worried about putting in the tome to brew again later.
Speaking of the tome, have we actually put anything in the tome?
Yeah.
Did you actually write?
No, I haven't put anything in the tome yet.
Man, you totally need to put Resurrection Strong Ale in the tome. That's good.
Yeah, that one I brewed last weekend. That was the second time I brewed that. It's my own recipe. So
I was pleased with my Scotch Ale.
We'll see how it comes out. I'm at 123, by the way. Just so you know, I'm getting
I'll go ahead and get it. Is it close to me or top? It's over by you. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to back the heat off a little bit. Shoot up. So what are you brewing this time?
Well, I'm brewing the Newcastle that we've done a few times.
Oh yeah, you've done that clone like 3 or 4 times now, I think.
It's a good clone. It works.
So what were you saying? You weren't last weekend. For anybody who didn't see us last weekend, Jamie brewed a Space Dust clone from Elysian Brewery. You said something like, "I think we're do that again." What happened?
Well, I don't know. It's just there was so much stuff in there, and I tasted it. It's a freaking pine tree, you know. It's like
it's super hoppy. You didn't have like 8 hops.
Yeah,
8 hops.
There's 3 different hops. There was 3 different kinds of hops, and then there was 3 hop additions during the brew, and there's 1 more hop addition at the 4-day mark. So 4 days before we keg or bottle or whatever, put more hops in it.
Right.
And it's just, I don't know. I think one of the things that I could really use doing is to what am I thinking?
You were talking about your Space Dust hops.
Yeah. Oh, the filter thing. I think the filter thing is good because seriously, dude, I lost a full gallon of beer because of all the sludge that is in the bottom of that prime well.
Yeah, that Resurrection Ale makes a lot of sludge. There was probably 2.5 to 3 inches of sludge just in the bottom of my primary fermenter. Today, I racked my Resurrection Ale into a secondary fermenter, and I got some sludge in it too. It just sucked it right up, man. Even though I was carefully setting the siphon down, it was like, no. But it is what it is.
I'm thinking I'm gonna have to double rack that. I'm gonna have to double rack that Space Dust,
right?
Because there was a lot of sludge that got sucked up into there. It's an expensive beer because it's got a ton of ingredients, and I don't know. I'm just like. Well, maybe part of it's because I'm not a big IPA fan.
Right. What did you say you're making it for somebody else?
Well, yeah, I am. I'm making that for a buddy, so we'll see. I gotta check something. I think my iPad battery is dying, man. Makes me sad.
It happens. They only have so many charges on them before they stop.
They need to have more charges.
What happens is it creates like a threshold at a lower mount, so it says it's full even though it's only maybe like 60% capacity or something like that.
So it's like a memory from the old nickel,
old,
what were they, nickel cadmium? Holy
I
crap.
don't remember what it's called, but I know like on my Mac Air I use sometimes, and I think you can do it on your phone. You can actually look at your battery health, and it'll tell you it's like, yeah, it's only at 60% health, you know.
Yeah, well, mine is not the.
Well, you did that for a number of years, haven't you?
You know, I don't know how many years I've had it. It is quite a few. Quite a few years. There's so many rooms in this Discord. This is hard. Alright. Mr. Edwards, aka Aircron, do you have enough freaking room in your Discord? Oh, look, and the room that I want isn't here. What the? I just saw that room. Oh,
So, all right. So that's what we're doing this time. We're kind of off track right now.
Oh no, we're fine. We're just chatting. We're chatting. We're having a good time. I suppose I should tell. So, anyways, the Newcastle clone. If you know anything about Newcastle ales, then
No longer British.
yeah, they're actually brewed in California now, I think. So, yeah. Anyways, Newcastle ales, things like that. Oh, look, I shared it there. Where's
I'm at 141, so I'm almost there.
All right. I'm just kind of sharing the broadcast around, so
Oh, that's what you're saying.
maybe somebody will show up. Maybe somebody will come and say hi. Share it to Twitter. No, I'll use my phone to share it to the other.
Well, did we get started at a more reasonable time this time?
4 o'clock-ish. So,
We used to start closer to 3, but that's right.
yeah, well,
But
so,
whatever. It is what it is.
so here's the problem. Last night, I should have, what I should have done, is the fire still going? We need more heat. Whoa, it's a lot.
So, like, yeah, fire.
Last night, what I should have done was go and
Turn it off on me.
I should have like racked everything, cleaned out the primary, cleaned up the kettle, the brew kettle, gotten everything ready to go, etc., 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 etc. However, my kiddo wanted to go see Spider-Man: No Way Home, which was actually pretty much meh.
Yeah.
It had some good points, you know. Spoiler alert, close your ears. But well, actually, it's not a big spoiler alert because people know that they bring in the various Spider-Mans, or maybe they don't. Do people know that? Do people know that?
I guess they do now.
Okay. Spoiler alert. Definitely a spoiler alert. Point being is that they had some really good comic book sequences. You know, things that are absolutely ridiculous, like punching and going through 3 floors on a skyscraper, just you know, stuff that happened in Spider-Man that never happens in the real world. You know, you hit 1 floor and you go splat. Yes, people, if you didn't know, you splat before the floor breaks in a skyscraper. It's like,
and a big word appears above you, says splat.
yes.
Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia?
It's onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
That's what that is. That's the literary term for
boom,
kapow.
I know what an onomatopoeia is.
Okay.
It's just kind of fun to say back and forth. Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
Anyways, point being that you splat, and the word splat shows up because skyscraper floors are like 6 inches of concrete.
What am I smelling in here? Besides beer. No. Makes me think of animal urine. There hasn't been any animals in here that I know of. When you looking around for, I was like,
I don't know.
unless like the garage was open and the kids left it open and a neighborhood cat came and whizzed in here.
Moments ago, you were like, we're getting off track, and then it's like, whoa, now we're really off track.
I know, but I haven't cursed yet, so.
Oh, that's right. You know, so a New Year's resolution. We don't do New Year's resolutions too much, but I made one. Be better.
Yeah, we agreed that would be the best.
Right.
It doesn't apply to any single thing. I'm not gonna run more. I'm not gonna do this or that. I'm gonna
Just do everything better. You know what the nice thing about be better is? If you really don't do well on Monday, Tuesday you can still be better. See?
All right, I'm starting my timer because I'm at 150.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm at.
Here, you're gonna use this then.
Yep.
Bring my temperature down a little bit. So I can maintain. Yeah, we decided that we were just gonna be better at it, and we can apply it to anything we do or don't do. You know, it's like I'm gonna be better at not doing that. You know, whatever.
I'm at 67 and falling.
That way you can't really fail in your resolution because I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna run more this year and then not run. You know, because that's usually what happens with most resolutions that are very specific. You know.
You know, I ran more this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because I ran at all. It was across the street. There's some guy who's in a crosswalk. I wanted to get out of his way. I felt good about that. Kind of winded at the other side of the road, but.
Or I'm going to do X, Y, and Z more or whatever. Because that's just, I don't know. I mean, I should say always, but it's very common for it. Let me have that. It's very common for people to be on a good start and then like after a week or two they go back to their old ways. You know, it's just at least in Western culture that's typical.
Well, yeah, I think that's a lot. I mean, it's because it's not a very. It's kind of a disingenuous resolution.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It's just like. It's because of. It's because of tradition of New Year's resolutions. It's not because, things. And then, I mean, a lot of them are just things. It's like, yeah, it would be cool to do that. But you're right. I mean, the New Year's resolution thing is. I'm actually going to try and share this to our. Why does my Twitter do that? I don't know what happened with my phone, but now every time I start up the Twitter app, the very first startup, it starts and then it closes right away.
I don't know, maybe you reboot your phone, which sucks, but it's a fact of.
Yep.
A phone. Oh, did it update or something recently?
Sometimes
I notice after an update, like I tend to reboot my phone because of like weird little things that will happen after an update.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Here, I'm gonna.
What irritated me the most was my podcast update. after my phone's updated to the new version, it just my podcast configuration was all jacked up.
That happened with my iPad. Yeah.
All of a sudden, everything that had already been listened to and the ordering was not that anymore. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was so frustrating. It's like, really, you can't figure this out that I've already listened to. And my podcast had something like 300 episodes.
Yeah. Honestly, they're all not played anymore. You're like, what?
Now, fortunately, it didn't automatically download all of them. But they still show up in the list, and so like when I'm trying to find one, it's just messy and not easy. Whereas before, I could download them, and it only showed those, and it was like.
Well, in mine, it was only that one podcast we were trying to listen to the other day. It's the only one that got all jacked up.
That's right. Critical Role.
All my other ones are just exactly as I left them.
So much fun with Critical Role.
Yeah, it's fun listening to that, isn't it?
Gelatinous Clube is coming at you. What does the female orc do? I will not fight. Why? We do not orc be enough. Erkenflob. Why do you never ask me about my sister? You're an orc. I don't want to know about your sister. Ever, I will no longer fight. Could you please just roll the darn dice? So anyways, I have some new rules. I wrote them down. Are you ready? Rule 1 for the Northwest Brewmiesters podcast. No swearing.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
That's been a rule since the beginning.
No.
It's not an intentional swearing, it's a slip up after a few beers, man.
Yeah, it's because we're both retired from the Navy. Just natural speech.
Right. It's not intentional. I'm going to swear this to be defiant swear. It's just because, oops.
Okay, wait. Rule.
Yes, for those, I spent 22 years in the active duty U.S. Navy. I have a party mouth when I'm out on camera, okay? Not as bad as some of the people I know, but.
Rule 2. You ready for Rule 2?
Yes.
Start on time.
Okay. We'll see.
I am getting very little support here. I need more support. Support me.
Because it's not realistic.
It's totally realistic. Start on time. Don't swear. How hard is that? Priests do
Has
it.
it ever happened in the history of Northwest Brewmasters? Have we ever started on time? And have we ever had a broadcast that didn't have one slip up, even a minor one?
Okay, look, I just don't think it's unrealistic to think that we can suddenly start doing something that we have never done in the 6 or 7 months that we've been doing this. I think we can do it right now. I have
Over
faith
a
in
year,
us.
dude.
Over a year?
Yeah.
Really? Well, we haven't been broadcasting. Have we been broadcasting a year?
No, we have to go look and see what the first episode was. Maybe I'm thinking like the total brewing process has been like a couple years now.
Well, as far as steady brewing, like
Right.
brewing like with a...
Since we like picked it back up again. I'm not talking like from back the original days, but like after we picked it up again, you know, before we started broadcasting.
Okay, are you ready for rule 3?
Yes, I'm ready for unrealistic rule number 3.
Say something intelligent every broadcast.
That's feasible. We usually do anyway, man. So
Okay, look, 2 + 2 = 4 does not count as intelligent. We have to say something profound. We have to be profound. One profound statement every broadcast. This is a good goal. He's not responding.
oh, I'm just watching. I'm listening.
You're not supposed to be listening. You're supposed to be responding.
I'm trying to respond profoundly. Excuse me.
You know what? It's hard. Never mind. Let's get rid of that rule. I don't like that rule.
All right. Well, I'm so maintaining a nice.
And you know, one of the things that I want to do is have everything ready to go so that I'm not like throwing things in the back of my truck and driving over here at the speed limit plus 15 all the way.
Right.
And then figuring out that I forgot the camera or I forgot my carboy. Well, I haven't forgotten my carboy yet.
When did we forget a camera? Was that 2 podcasts ago?
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah, it was a little. Then I forgot a power cord.
Right.
And because our equipment is old and dying. And then we use Steve's computer, which is an awesome computer, System 76. Really cool. But it's battery hog. And when your extension cord doesn't work.
I know. I couldn't believe that either. I'm like,
that was so funny.
all right, here we go. Click, and they were right in the middle of the broadcast, and all of a sudden it's just like, we're not broadcasting.
Oh,
Everything was good.
It was a good broadcast too. We had like 20 viewers or something.
It was
maybe
interesting.
12.
Yeah. But it was the first
They
one
were
that
all
we just
from
went
England.
straight to. We just did it straight off Facebook Live, or excuse me,
YouTube Live.
YouTube
That's what
Live,
we're doing now.
because Haps wasn't working. It was our first one where we didn't have Haps anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I can't do haps anymore. I mean, look at the way we're sitting. Look at this. We can't do this in the TikTok
Oh, I
format.
know. A little
This doesn't work with
portrait only format.
So we
So
could hire Bailey to be a camera person, and she could just move back and forth and back and forth.
I have 20 minutes, just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah. That should be good. I've maintained about 153. Yeah.
I need to check my temperature, by the way.
I'll pass this here in a second. I turned my heat down pretty low.
I should also actually drag up the recipe.
So the cussing part, I mean, that could be doable, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's always the intention not to cuss. But 4 beers later, they slip out. Here you go.
Well, I mean, the joke was there. I was expecting even less. I was expecting something like this.
How about F? No, I'm kidding.
No, it is way too. We are 23 minutes in. It is too early to hit PG-13, man. Come on. We should still be G.
I hear a vehicle pulling up outside.
I do.
Which means I need to go off camera for a second. So
we need to move the brew studio. Go off camera. Go help with the groceries. Go do that stuff.
Exactly.
I'll sit here. I'm sure I can entertain people somehow.
You can entertain people, I'm sure.
It's easier to entertain people when there's people here. Is there anybody here yet? There's nobody here yet. Who else can I share with? Because what about our loyal replay viewers? He doesn't get it. He doesn't know. All right, I'm at 100 degrees, which is good. Going up and up and up, getting hotter and hotter and hotter, making the green tea, and there we go. Newcastle Brown Ale clone. There it is. That is the all grain. There's the extract. It's pretty easy. Do your steep, half an hour once we hit temperature, and then bring to a boil.
Hope it hurt.
Remove kettle from heat, add the extract, which the cool thing about this is it's all dry malt, so we don't have to like warm it up. It also means that you don't get sticky, which is nice. I don't like getting sticky. After we add the dry malt, stir to dissolve completely. Commence the boil and add the hops as detailed above. And so the hops above say, just like that. 1 ounce East Kent Goldings hops at the 90-minute mark, which if you don't know about brewing, they just start a countdown. So 90-minute is like as soon as it starts to boil and we're ready to go, throw those hops in and I start my timer. And then we go to the second round of East Kent Goldings hops, and they're at 30 minutes. And then that's it. And then we'll finish out the boil. Throw in some Y yeast number 1028 Special London. You may have noticed in the thingamajigga, who's what's it? The description. Yeah, that's what it's called. The description. The description is that it's UK Day. Actually, that's in the title. I put it in the title. It's UK Day. So we got Irish and, well, I guess certain parts of Ireland. I don't know if this is Southern Irish or Northern Irish. Is Northern Ireland considered part of the UK? I mean, I know they're not. I mean, but they're still part of that whole island system. I'm confused. My geopolitics are obviously not quite as up to snuff as they could be. In any case, we're talking UK stuff from the British Isles, Ireland and England, although Newcastle is now brewed in Oregon because capitalism, which generally speaking, I love capitalism because capitalism is really cool because you get money and things and it spurs innovation and competition, pushes prices down. But sometimes it just means that people buy things out. And then this really cool British beer that was from England and had all sorts of history just is brewed in Oregon, which I suppose if you're English, Oregon is exotic. If you're American, Oregon is not exotic. In fact, Oregon is Oregon. It's got Portland. We have a bunch of stickers going around saying keep Portland weird. And that's because Portland is weird. Would you say Portland is weird?
Did I?
Portland is definitely weird. Definitely weird. I
I
haven't
mean,
been there in a while.
It's been a while since I've been there, but yeah, it just seems like it's a weird city.
What they got?
I mean, like they didn't legalize, but they decriminalized like heroin use and illicit drug use and stuff. It's just like,
All right.
Which seems weird to us as Americans.
Right.
Oh,
But maybe that's common in other places. I don't know.
Let me check mine real quick.
I just find it rather baffling that they decriminalize those like serious drugs.
Yeah, the hard drugs. Although I think we're brewing mainly British, well, Irish, UK Day here.
Yeah.
Although is that from Southern Ireland or Northern Ireland? Do you know?
I don't know.
Do you know if Northern Ireland is still considered part of the UK? Because that's, well, no, it wouldn't be part of the UK.
It's not. It's so much.
Because it's United Kingdom. That's a political statement. United Kingdom. So.
Yeah, I don't think Northern Ireland's part of UK. I think Northern Ireland's its own entity.
Okay, don't hate me, English friends. What has happened? What has happened? What is it? What? No, don't. Okay. My recipe went away because I, like, bumped the screen. Touch-sensitive screens are not always that cool.
oh damn it!
Oh, that's not the way to do it.
I thought I was turning it up. I was actually turning it down.
So I always get mine backwards too. You know, I suddenly realized why I didn't know where my kit was.
I was below 10.
Because you put my kit down, and I thought it was snacks.
Oh.
If you're hungry, we can get some snacks while we're working.
No, we'll be good.
I was under 10, and it's just like, whoa.
So I was doing some research on YouTube. It said YouTube, if you're gonna do streaming on YouTube, you gotta mix it up with short videos or some sort of actual edited, higher production video. And the guy actually had a good point. It's like people don't go to YouTube for
Live streams.
right. They go to YouTube for finished videos. You know, Twitch, those guys are streamers. They're not looking, I mean, maybe some Twitch people like to watch replays and stuff, but still, they're watching for live streams, you know? Twitch is live streams. Periscope used to be live streams. Facebook Live is live streams, right? But YouTube is videos.
Right.
So I don't know how much success we're going to have with this. We might have to switch.
Well, it has.
platforms
Well, I mean, if
again.
it's advertised places like live stream, tune into our live stream on YouTube. You know.
You mean like maybe actually tweet?
Yeah, like maybe actually tweet, put it on Facebook, those kind of things. That way, there's something to look forward to. It's still a platform to stream on. You know.
It's true.
So just because it's not like primarily intended for live streams, I wouldn't just say, "Oh, forget it." You know.
No, this guy was a Twitch guy that left Twitch. So he's a gamer guy type deal. He left Twitch and said, I'm moving over to YouTube. My friend Peter's moved over to YouTube too.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know how it's going to go.
I think when people know that there's going to be a live stream, it's fine. You know, when there's like something that goes out, you know, ahead of time,
Yeah.
or like even a short video, like, hey, tune into our live stream. You know,
You can do that right from
coming
the
up,
phone.
coming up on.
Live stream coming up tomorrow. Click.
Or what would be one way to do it would be to have a website that has a streaming calendar on it and with the appropriate links, kind of thing. I don't know.
If only we knew a software engineer.
I don't do web development anymore, so you have to find someone else to do it.
You quit web development?
I'm a backend developer, not a web developer.
Well, different folks, different strokes. And that actually is true, man. You know, some people that are great mechanics and there's some people that can paint cars and they're not always the same.
Yeah, the little bit of work I did just trying to learn some of that front end stuff with web, I didn't like it. It was irritating half the time, and I don't know. It's not my thing. So part of the reason I went on that hiatus for a while. It's like, you know what? This is like kind of killed my drive. Maintaining like ideal temperature. It's awesome.
That is very cool.
Normally I'm not this lucky.
I'm never that lucky. I was like, a little more, okay, a little less. A little more, a little less. And I turn the fire up. Darn it. That's what happens to me all the time.
Usually I kill my fire. Yeah.
I have 11 minutes left on my steep.
I haven't even hit temperature yet.
So, I am gonna go check on my malts because I have some tweaking malts.
Okay, I will be here. Oh, I do have the Facebook app. Oh, I suppose. Oh, wait. Let's go over here. And then share it again. Should be able to share to Facebook, right? You should be able to share Facebook from your phone, right? Got all the things. I got the things. There it is. That's not who I want to share to. Nope, I don't want to share to them. Let's just hit next.
All right, here's some snacky stuff if anybody wants.
Nice!
I got some pretzels.
Pretzels! Ooh,
And,
Snyder's!
Here's some, and then
Butters.
I guess I could bring out could have brought out a bowl.
You could have. You could have. Why can't I share to my page? I don't want to share to my profile. I want to share to my page. Does anyone know how to share to a profile? Or my page, not a profile? I bet I can't. What's this? Let's press this button. No. No, 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 no. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. Why does technology never do what I want? Who can see your post? This is not my post. Okay, I got it. New idea. All right, go ahead, discard that. And then we're gonna go here, and then this one, copy the link. All right, I got this. I can beat this. And then we're gonna get rid of this. Then we're gonna go over here. Then we're gonna press this button, and then You know, for someone who likes live streaming, I'm particularly horrible at technology.
Sorry, folks.
Here we go. Here's some.
What's that?
These are just pretzel sticks. We know they're a table.
Right? That's good. Man, I'm trying to figure out how to share. Stop it. No dying. You're so frustrating. All right.
All right, here's a goal we should set for the next broadcast. Let's figure out the technical stuff before we broadcast. before we actually broadcast.
You might have a point.
You know what I mean? If we're gonna change platforms like we have, I mean for both of us, I'm not like picking on you, I'm just saying for both of us, probably understand the system before we try to use it, maybe. Especially in OBS. Are you using OBS this time or no?
We're going to be at OBS.
Okay.
That part I did. I actually sat down and had a lot of fun and switched camera views, and if we had more than one camera, we could do fancy things.
Alright.
But we only have one camera. So, that's the way it goes. Goodbye.
All right, I have less than 8 minutes left on my steep.
No, my problem.
And I'm gonna grab my
There we go.
stuff here in a moment.
My problem is not technological. It's the fact that I'm such a desktop and laptop guy. This whole staring at my phone thing, I don't like it. It's not my thing. I don't even know how to make a post. It's like, all right, I seem to have made it to NW Brewmiesters. That's good. There we are. Create post.
Mm-hmm.
Try that. Long press. How about paste? There it is. Paste. There's the link. Continue. And publish.
Whoa, you got a little hot.
Oh, I should probably check mine too. Not gonna lie though,
There you
man.
go.
Freaking Facebook doesn't make it easy. They're not. I mean,
Maybe they need to go back and review the "Don't Make Me Think" book, man. You know?
Well, I think Facebook is really. They're a lot about making money, and of course, I don't pay for the ads. I don't pay for any of that because I don't make money off this, and so it's like I'm not gonna pay for something that's kind of a hobby and kind of a fun thing,
Right.
you know.
How's your beer?
Empty.
Oh, well,
Look over there.
I have an app for that. Did you put it over there?
Just keep looking over there. Look over there.
I see what's going on.
It's not here. I'm at 143. So actually, let me keep.
Yeah, I don't really check mine again because I'm at ideal temperature. So watch the time. I had 6 minutes roughly.
I'm just gonna try these snaps. Butter snaps, flavored pepper. Sounds good. So anyhow, yeah, the whole Facebook thing is just, I don't know. I mean, I get it. You know, they gotta make money because it costs money to run those servers. It costs money to do all that
They
stuff.
have to pay for electricity. They have to pay for the buildings they're occupying. The server spaces for their data centers, all that stuff. It costs money, man. I mean, it's not like it's just magically there. I get it.
So, yeah, it's one of those things, though. You know, that's the truth. Is if you just want to, if this is what you want to do, you gotta go for it.
The stuff that was on the heater fell off.
Okay, thank you.
It wasn't yeast packs, was it?
No. No, it was my liquid malt extract. Just
Oh
trying to
yeah.
thin it up. I mean, I had it next to the heater, but I just had to put it on top.
Mhm. Yeah,
Very
those
low
syrup,
setting.
man.
Just focus. Don't worry, I'm not melting these things.
Because unlike me, Steve actually has the liquid malt extract, which is like the molasses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you warm it up a little bit before you use it, it pours much easier.
much easier.
Yeah, so it's not exactly cold today, but it's still too cool, I think, to leave it out here and just make it, it'd be too thick and
Oh, it would be.
we'd work harder to get it out than trying just
It'd
to
be like-
through.
Molasses in January.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Deja vu. How's that beer, man? Yeah, we have an app for that.
Look, I am being witty and clever and entertaining.
Without being a smart behind.
Very good.
All right, let me make it a little more.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Smart Alec.
Okay, there we go.
They get to have the A in there, so it actually flows better. Smart behind just doesn't work, man.
No,
But a
that's-
smart Alec.
Smart Alec makes that is a common tune. Smart behind is
Right.
like someone trying to not swear.
Like somebody would say in a church, you smart behind you. Yep.
No, they say it's something like my kid would say.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, don't be a smart, and he'd come back with, "I'm not being a smart behind, Dad." It's like, oh, man.
Yeah, my younger one will do that. I'll say something like that, and she'll do the same thing. She'll be like, but, and then pause, and then use some other word that's not naughty,
Yep.
Funny.
Just dodges. Here, do you need this back?
Yeah. I have, 3 minutes left. I'm not worried about my temperature at this point because I know it's good.
Well, I just hit 150.
Okay.
Trying to turn this down without making the flame go out.
So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my molasses.
All right,
We
man.
already have a ladle and everything else we need, so we're good.
Yep. I haven't moved at all. I've just sat in this chair and talked and brewed beer, played on my phone, played on my iPad with the dying battery. I really wish they made things to not break.
What happened? Some break?
Everything breaks, man.
Oh, I meant like
Nothing-
break now.
Nothing in our lives has more than a 5-year lifespan.
Oh,
Cars,
cars, right?
5 years.
Well, you know, if I think that's by design, no pun intended, because if things never broke, you never have a need to buy a new one.
Unless you thought up something better.
Yeah, but a lot of people are still in that, it works just fine, why would I get a new one? You know what I mean?
Unless
Me, I'm all about innovation and new things, but there's a lot of people that don't care about it. They're happy with that product. It just does the minimum that they need it to do. They don't care about upgrading,
Well, that's true, but then you're just doing capitalism for money, which, don't get me wrong, I love capitalism. I like money, but
No, I think automobiles, cell phones, all these things we use are designed to fail. That way there's incentive, whether honorable incentive or not, to
it's not.
buy another one.
It's true.
If it didn't fail, that'd be, you'd only ever have to buy one.
Well, you would. I mean, I'm not, maybe I just think that the expiration date is a little bit short on this stuff.
No, I agree.
I mean, interestingly, of course, cars, of the items that we mentioned, cars seem to go for a while. I've owned my car I've had one since 1999. Haven't driven it in a couple years. But,
Yeah. Well, my truck is 2005,
Uh-huh.
and then the car that's usually parked here is a 2000. But they I took care of them. I've not. I mean, I don't use Jeeps and stuff, but probably not because I'm not superstitious. But my truck has never been in the shop, never, other than routine
Really?
maintenance. Yeah.
My van had to get a transmission. But the van is dying.
Yeah. You put a lot of miles on that thing, man.
That's true. How many miles you got on your truck?
120, which is not a whole lot for a Toyota.
You even drive that thing?
Yes.
Saying I have 295,000 miles on my van.
Yeah, you didn't own that van for a number of years, though.
and
Right, but almost all the miles are mine.
oh, okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but how many times have you taken that van to Montana? Quite a few times.
A
Huh?
few.
Yeah. The truck has made 2 trips to Texas, and that's it, man. As far as long distance stuff, you know. I mean, it's made a couple trips from when I was stationed in Lemoore, in California. It's made a couple trips up here and back, you know. But still, that's only about 1,000 miles. And that was maybe once or twice a year max when I was active duty. All right, for anybody who is actually watching and not familiar with the brewing process, I've done steeping my grains. 30 minutes at about 150 to 155 degrees.
It is exactly like making tea.
Exactly. And so now I'm just, pulling the grain sack out, letting everything drain off. You don't want to squeeze it. That way it doesn't add any extra acids and crap in
It's
it.
the tannins.
The tannins you don't want.
We should talk about. You can look up tannins. 2 ends. Well, 3 ends total.
Tannins are flavors. Or
They're off flavors.
Off flavors.
It's like barnyard.
Barnyard.
Barnyard. We have yet to have anyone come back to us and tell us what barnyard tastes like.
All right. There it is. That. All right. Now that I essentially just let everything drain off. Some people might rinse their grains with
170
like
degrees.
170
It always
something
says
degrees.
170 degrees.
Right, with water. And I don't feel the need to do that. Most of the time, people rinse grains. A lot of times your all grain brewers will do that. They'll rinse their malting grains, but I guess that's part of the process. But we're doing malt extract, so I just don't feel the need to rinse.
We're kind of happy being extract brewers. Although we're getting some pressure from our brew supplier to become all grain brewers. He says it's cheaper. But to get to cheaper, which it is cheaper because you don't have to buy the extracts and things.
Yeah, if you look at the kits, they're about $10 cheaper usually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So that would mean that it would be,
Whoa.
considering we do, that device he was talking about is what, $400?
Yeah, but you don't need that to brew all grain. Really?
He just mopped this floor.
Did it actually come out?
Oh, it came out, but it might have gone into
I think it
the.
went into the.
It might have gone into the little steeping rains bucket you got going on there. Yeah, let's try and not make your floor all sticky again.
I finally got the floor cleaned up.
No, you don't even need my help. I'm just gonna sit here. You watch you do what you do.
Now go do that voodoo that you do. Hey, we need beers. Saying.
Oh, you're not just saying. When was the last time you just said anything? We had a whole discussion on not just saying. We never just
no one,
say.
no one never just says. That's why back in the day when we were still in the Navy, we kind of had that joke like how we both hate that expression. It's like, stop saying just saying.
You're not just saying.
You're not just saying. Yeah, we were both like calling the BS flag on that one.
Well, it's totally.
And then it became a joke between us, Just saying.
And I know you never just say, but I know I really never just say.
Thank you, sir. Hey, that's yours, actually. I have the flyers.
What?
I bamboozled you on this one.
Why do you hate me? What is it?
It was an accident.
I mean, not only is it a macro brew, but it's a macro brew that I never drink. Well, I'm falling over.
How many of those did you have before you came over?
You be quiet.
Yeah, I put the Flyers glass down on my table and handed you the Bud Light on accident. This for the record, I didn't buy those Bud Light glasses. I believe they came from my sister-in-law. I don't know if they were donated or just forgotten here one time or what. They're in my china cabinet.
Looking at the Flyers glass. We need to get. Oh, by the way, my friend Jorge, not super close friend, he goes to church with me, but he has an etcher, a laser etcher.
Oh, sweet.
And he doesn't know if he can do glasses like what we're talking about yet. But he's gonna check it out.
Okay.
I should buy him a glass Because, actually, the steins are not that expensive.
Yeah, you can probably just get a basic blank stein pretty cheap,
Yeah, go to Walmart, as much as I hate Walmart.
Yeah, for testing purposes, it might work, Right? That's what you're talking about, just kind of doing a little test.
Yeah, it's like, here, see if you can put this design. Because I sent him the JPEG and everything. It's like, yeah, man. We want our own steins, special Northwest Brewmeister steins. We made a design. I think it looks pretty cool. What do you think? It's pretty cool.
Well, you're very good. You're gonna be very biased because it's a picture of your dad. Yes, it looks cool, but
I'm not biased. I'm the most balanced, unbiased person you'll ever meet. My dad's awesome.
it is a cool picture. You did a good job with it.
Now I'll never believe him. Now I think he's just saying that. Now I think you're just saying. You're just
saying.
Just saying to be nice. You're just being nice. You don't want to hurt my feelings. I have thick skin. Don't change your mind. I don't have thick skin. I lied. I'll cry. I don't want to cry on camera. Don't do it, Steve. Let's just stay. Let's rewind. 45 seconds. We're going. Those lids are gonna pop off, and it is gonna be a mess.
It's gonna suck. Ooh, it's hot. I can feel it. So for anybody curious what I'm doing, I just added my malt extracts and I took some of the hot wort, put it in here so I can get the rest of it out. Only so much this molassesy stuff pours out. Waste not long, right? Or whatever that stupid expression is. No, even though I'm messing with Jamie, the picture is cool.
Thank
I
you.
do like the picture.
Thank you.
It was a pretty neat picture of his dad up in the mountains, and he worked with Photoshop to kind of silhouette it so that it'll have like an opposite effect if we etch it into a piece of glass. It was really neat, actually. We've been trying to figure out the best way to do it. We found some people on Etsy that will do like onesie twosie things, but it was going to be kind of pricey.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be bad. I mean, you gotta pay for stuff, man.
Oh yeah, I fully expect to pay somebody for their work,
But if it's someone that's in my church, man, someone I know,
Oh yeah,
I'd much rather do that.
But yeah, exactly. That's why a couple people I work with, they do like hobby level 3D printing. So if we ever need anything like that, I could probably get it at a discount, because the people I work with.
That's mostly plastic stuff, though, right?
Well, yeah, and it's plastic or a Teflon or a nylon material. There's different materials for 3D printing.
Yeah.
All right, my malts are added, which are essentially the sugars that are going to go into this beer that the yeast are going to consume. And when the yeast consume the sugars, the byproduct is alcohol and carbon dioxide.
And esters.
And esters.
And phenols. And sometimes diacetyl. That's if you want a popcorn beer.
All right, so I didn't scorch my pot this time. I don't think I did.
I think you're fine, man.
Well, I had that flame really, really low, and I whirlpooled it pretty good before I started pouring the stuff in there.
I'm sure you're okay.
So now my next steps are going to be to bring my heat up, which I believe I did already. Yeah. Bring up a little more, because I need to get up to a boil. Not a regular aggressive, mac and cheese boil, but a nice smooth
rolling versus roiling.
Rolling boil.
Basically, you take one of the L's, or the I, take the I and swap it with an L, and then you get a rolling boil.
I don't want to bake the side of my kettle if I can help it. There we go.
There's got to be some sort of anti-soot compound you can put on these things.
You would think.
Or at least something to clean the soot off. But tell you what, it doesn't come off easy when you're washing them.
Maybe these are pure enough steel or something. I don't know, man. I know steel is an alloy of other metals, but maybe it has a lot of crap in it. That's why, this is probably some piece of crap made in China, more than likely. You know what I mean?
You're saying we got cheap Chinese kettles?
Probably. I don't know about yours, but mine
Can you
is.
see my glass?
I think mine's a cheap Chinese kettle. That's right above your head there. It's on the shelf. So as far as it being steel, it's probably more something else than actual. There's probably some filler in there, some cheap filler to make it enough of. There's enough steel component in there to call it steel for trade reasons, but it's probably actually crap.
I mean, steel is just refined iron. They add
Wasn't
carbon.
it iron and something mixed in with it?
Well, they add carbon.
Right, to make it
They add
stronger.
carbon during the smelting process.
Right.
I mean, your most basic steel is just iron. They add carbon to it. You know, maybe that's how we should fight global warming. We'll just suck up all the carbon and make everything steel. Stacks and stacks and stacks of steel plates. Of course, the process of making steel produces carbon, so that probably doesn't work.
Right? Kind of a damn if you do, damn if you don't thing.
Right. And then you had your nickel alloys and things like that. You know, your Inconels and your different things.
Right.
And then you got completely different metals like titanium and aluminium.
Aluminium.
Aluminium. Actually, I think they actually really do call it aluminium in England, don't they?
Well, aluminium is natural though. It's on the periodic table.
It's called aluminum.
That's what aluminium is.
Right. Well, so isn't titanium? Titanium is periodic.
Yeah.
It's an element. Yeah. Let's talk about other metals.
Yeah. I think you said other alloys.
No,
Like you're
I
not
said
saying
metals.
alloys on it. Oh, okay.
Maybe I did say alloys. Leave it in the comments. Did I say alloys?
It doesn't matter.
Oh no, it's important.
But yeah, natural metals, sure. Titanium, aluminum, copper. Yeah.
Right.
Nickel.
And then you make the alloys from them. You mix them together. And you do amazing things.
True.
But I think steel is mainly iron, and then they throw carbon in there.
Something else in there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can look it up, but it's not that big a deal though.
Well, I tell you, something about recycling, you know, because we feel good about recycling cans. Right? Oh, we're recycling aluminum. And really, aluminum, those alloys, you can break them out. But when they make aluminum alloys, that is not a friendly process. It's not like they just like add a little bit of this, and it is like titanium trihexacyanide, arsenic, methane.
Chemical mixes.
Yeah, it is a big long word, and it is just like, I don't know what that stuff is, but I obviously don't want anywhere close to it.
I was about to say stuff that's like before it's processed, probably kill you, you know?
Yeah. It'll probably kill you after it's processed too. It's just nasty stuff. And I've read the thing about recycling, and sometimes recycling, it's like, you're not really helping. It is actually more energy intensive and
More
destructive to
expensive,
recycle this thing than it is to
No, I
just
know, right?
drag more stuff out of the ground and turn it into a new product. I think glass is pretty recyclable. I think you can just pretty much go with that stuff. Which is really weird why the city doesn't pick up glass.
I know. It's like you would think they would, but probably because people are careless and break the glass when they're putting it in the recycle bins, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because, you know, I wouldn't want the guy who never gets out of his truck to touch the cans to get hurt by that cut glass.
And then, you know, if they pick it up and dump it, it probably breaks, more than likely. What they should do is they should have, they might even create jobs, man, a special bin issued by the city at no cost to the people. I'm tired of paying for their costs. Which I know is idealistic, but it's never going to happen. It's designed for glass.
Ain't nothing for free, man.
I know.
You're right. But then you'd have to run a special truck for that.
Design, well, that's a job for someone to do.
There you go. Job.
It's a special bin designed for glass. I don't know how they would do, you know, pattern, whatever, I don't know. But it just
Orange.
Orange?
We'll make those ones orange.
Orange, okay.
We got green and blue and black.
Yeah,
and
right. But you
Yeah,
put
orange.
your
I like
glass
orange.
in there, whether it's beer bottles or mayonnaise jars, you know, whatever glass you have, baby food jars, you know, hopefully you have enough, you know, get a little buzz, I can't think of the word, but like, you know, you go the extra step and you actually rinse it out and clean it properly, you know, if you put it in there.
He's funny.
I do that, but then again, I'm a little more, again, the word I can't think of right now. Like I always rinse all the glass before I take it to the recycle center. I clean it all, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Rinse out the beer bottles, I rinse out whatever, you know, mayonnaise jars, spaghetti sauce jars, whatever. I rinse it out before I take it down. You know, I just take it to the place where you, like in the parking lot, it's all separated by color and just drop it in there.
Yeah, safe over at the safe.
Yeah, by Safeway, which it was funny the day after, a couple days after New Year's, there was so much glass, man. Like those bins were just so full. It was so funny. I'm like, you guys are behind, man. I was picking up the glass because I mean, people would just stack all their bottles and crap on top of it. It was kind of amusing, actually.
Yeah. Well, the problem is when people abuse those things. It's like, hey, we have a good thing, and you threw dirty diapers in there. And okay, that's strike one. And look, they did it, and now they took it away because
some person decided that it was a bin for dirty diapers when they could have just gone, a couple yards that way to the dumpster.
I sometimes think it'd be nice if we could have like public meetings for people who abuse public services and get them like removed from the rest of us. Because it's not like they cut your taxes.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're taking this away because someone abused it, but guess what? You still get to pay taxes on this service that doesn't exist anymore.
Because some idiot decided to make it a dumpster.
Like all those reused clothing bins, most of those are gone.
Yeah, people probably just threw trash in them.
And threw trash in them, exactly.
It's funny. It's just like, at least they put trash in there. Because when it gets me is when I go to a parking lot somewhere, and there's some idiot's McDonald's bag they couldn't, just wait and throw away when they got home or walk it into the building or something,
Yeah.
It's like, you lazy POS, man.
It's pretty much violence is an underutilized.
Oh, the problem is now is, you can't use violence anymore.
I think we still should.
It's frowned upon in society.
You should be able to smack people.
It's
like that guy throws his cigarette butt on the ground. Bah! What was that for?
Pick up the damn cigarette butt. I said, damn.
That is a swear word.
Damn, no, it's not.
You said it twice. I suddenly feel like the guys who say neat.
I've heard the word damn in G movies from Disney.
All right, so really?
Yeah.
I bet they're not G. I bet you just assume they're G because they're cartoons.
I'm smarter than that, like you.
What's the movie? Steve.
What's the one with the talking lava?
Oh. Are you sure that's G?
I don't know. I don't remember.
He's smarter than that.
I'm being facetious.
Emperor's New Brew, by the way. David Spade and John Goodman.
Yeah, it might be a PG version. I'm just being silly. But the D word, I don't classify as a cuss word, man.
It's a cuss word. I'm sure it is. Look up the dictionary of cuss words. My mother would call it a cuss word.
Wow.
Okay, my mother also used to yell at us for saying dang it. Why don't you just say the real thing? And so we would. That didn't
Did you
turn
get
out
trolled for that, right?
Oh, yeah, that didn't turn out well. It's like, well, let's stick with dang it. Oh, look, we got a comment. Are you ready? Would you like to see what this person says? It's a great comment.
Is it my nephew?
It's not your nephew. Where the heck is your nephew?
I don't know. He probably got bored with us, man. It's kind of always the same thing every time. So.
Well, it is always the same thing every time. It would not be the same thing every time if people would say something other than "Vurt feet white"
Again?
or more like VUR
That's the exact same kind of comment we had last time.
Yeah,
It's either someone just being silly or it's a bot.
It's a bot. It's totally a bot. Because you see those all the time. Random capitals, letters, and lowercase letters. They don't turn into words in any language that I know. And I know quite a few languages. I recognize the writing in quite a few languages. I only know 2. 1.5. But the one I really know very well.
Yeah, I got you. Come on, man. A little bit more heat there. Yeah, that sounds exactly like the way that last comment was on last time we broadcasted.
Well, that was. We had like 4 or 5 of them, and they were all just nonsense things.
Yeah. It's like they use a different name, but then it would be the same exact kind of, language, or not language, just characterizations in there.
Man, I am sitting just dead on 150, 151.
That's perfect.
Just hovering there.
Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah, I haven't quite understood. I don't know, man. I'm really kind of upset that Haps went away. Haps was cool. That was a good thing.
But they didn't go away, though. They just changed their system, and it
Yeah, they did a heavy-handed change. Kind of like what Facebook has done over the time.
kind of ruined the experience, at least for our type of
Yeah.
stuff,
They really ruined it. I really wish Periscope was still around. Periscope was cool.
Yeah.
The problem with, see, I'd be happy to stick with Twitter, but in order to broadcast live to Twitter, you have to be, it's like by invite only.
No.
And so my musicians page, because I have a musicians Twitter, right? We could broadcast that, but that's not this. That's all music, which I haven't used it yet. Well, I mean, I used to do it on Periscope, but now.
No, I understand you.
There's a lot of platforms out there, but there's only like 3 or 4 that are really widely recognized.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna get my hops. You want your hops?
No, I'm not even close to that, man.
Oh, man, let's get these.
What are those?
Oh, it's just pre-measured and like this instead of like the packs like we get.
Right. I
Because
still got
it's
9
not
minutes.
so- oh, okay. I mean, I'm not boiling yet, but I have a feeling I'm gonna be close to boiling. So,
I lost 11% of battery last night, which is off.
wow.
Seeing that. Also, you know something my iPad does lately? But I don't know if I changed this. It turns itself off. Like that goes to sleep. Off.
Like completely off.
Like off. Like I have to turn it back on. Which, to be honest, is not such a bad thing.
I don't know.
You
You need to go and play with your settings and see if something got changed somehow. Like
Yeah.
that one time when your one Mac was like all to the right or whatever it was, or all to the left, That was so weird. Your balance, you're like, I don't know why I'm not hearing anything. And it's like, well, what about your balance?
Sorry, we're down in my recording studio.
Yeah.
And
you're,
I'm trying
messing with your mixer. You're
Plug
like,
in.
why is it so quiet?
Why is it was my left speaker?
There's the
It's like,
left side.
there's
Yeah.
no way. It's like a $500 speaker. There's no way that I blew that up. I'm super careful with my speakers. It's like they're the first thing to get turned off. They're the last thing to get turned on. Do not screw up with because they're
And then on the knob,
expensive.
before you even turn them on, all the volume knobs are off.
Yes, everything is down, and it's like we slide and gently come into the speakers.
And I do that, even though.
And then, just randomly, the balance on my laptop was shoved to the left or to the right.
Oh, right,
So
yeah.
everything was coming out of the right speaker. That was so frustrating. Ridiculously frustrating.
Yeah, I do that with those KRKs, man, that you gave me. I always keep the volumes down on my audio interface before I turn the power on. I have a bad habit of leaving them on.
Yeah.
Which doesn't hurt anything other than my electric bill. You know?
Yep, and it was, you know what?
Oh yeah,
I've
had a bill
actually-
last month. It's like, ooh, that
Yep.
must have been for those speakers, man.
So I've seen the difference in my bill just from turning the studio on. Like if I was doing a lot of recording one month or something, and look at the difference, it's like, whoo.
Whoa. Speaking of,
Speaking of,
someone's got an update on Scott and Drink 'em All.
we do? Who's that? Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Tell everybody where we're at now, man. What we're doing.
So we got all the lyrics done, and that is really cool. Lyrics are all done. Sorry, African viewers, I couldn't do it. Couldn't get Africa into the song. You guys need to make
Make more beer.
Mac and Jack doesn't count.
That's made in Oregon.
It's made in Oregon.
Yeah.
Did it come from Africa?
No. It's just their theme is African ale.
So what you're saying is they culturally appropriated it.
Yeah.
Is it even African ale?
I don't know what African ale is. It's
Have
just
you ever tasted African ale?
No.
I said after that statement, obviously not.
no. I've
The thing
tasted.
is, it's a possibility.
I've
Because
tasted.
we've been in a lot of places.
I've tasted Mac and Jack's African ale that's made in Oregon, but I don't know what African ale really is.
Anybody ever been to Africa and tasted African ale? I think this is we need to do this.
I think it's a legit question because
Road trip
unless
and
I'm just really that sheltered, man. I've never heard of an African ale like legit from out of one of the countries in Africa. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I guess Egypt has some
No,
fermented drinks. You know what I mean? But that's Africa.
all the African nations have them. There is beer all throughout Africa. I looked it up. I just couldn't get it to fit in the song. That's the problem. I couldn't cram it in there. I was just trying. I had some things, something, but I've forgotten them now because I just data dumped them.
Which I mean, I get it.
It just wasn't working.
I mean, it is what it is, man.
That song was a little hard
you know what?
because
You can't please everybody, dude.
I know that's true, and I don't think we have a lot of African viewers. All right, if we develop 1,000 African viewers, I will write a special African beer song.
Like legit from Africa.
But it won't be like African music. It's going to be Western kind of country pop type African about Africa.
But African beer.
Because we don't culturally appropriate.
No, I'm not gonna make a beer be like, yeah, this is African. No, man.
Yeah,
You can write a song about African beer.
Can I use Tonga?
And if you have examples, point them our direction. I guess you said you did find some, right?
What?
You did find examples, right?
Oh yeah, there's lots
Okay.
of beer in Africa. There's
So,
tons
never
of
mind,
beer.
never mind.
From northern Africa all the way down to Cape Town. There's beer all over that country.
No, Lebanon.
Continent. Lebanon has beer.
Okay.
Jordan has beer. Iran has beer. Seriously, Iran has beer.
I know we talked about that before.
Yep. There was only a few names that I really cued in on, you know, so like I pulled the Tuies out of Australia and Carlton Draft, because everyone knows Carlton Draft.
Right.
But the big trick, I was trying to go for some bigger names, but not names that people would be like, ah, that's not beer.
Oh yeah.
Like Foster's.
Yeah, if you were to use Foster's, yeah, the Australians would be like, what? No, mate, that's not real beer, you know? Because, you know, I've been to Australia 6 times,
Mhm.
and talking to people, they're like, yeah, that's just the, you know,
It's
the
Heineken's marketing.
fake cultural beer, you know, because everybody goes, oh, Foster's, you know. Yeah, they don't.
Australians,
Real Australians
yeah.
don't drink Foster's, yeah. Real Australians drink
Tuies.
Victoria bitter, Tuies, Redback, you know. Cooper's is another one. Cooper's is really good too. It was a very craft beer style.
Yeah.
I remember like the bottle I was drinking had sediment in the bottom of it, you know. So it's like very craft beer type.
Oh, yeah. That's very crafty.
No real Australian would drink Foster's, you know. That's just what we use for marketing.
So how about Vegemite? Is that a thing?
That's the thing, man. But I don't think I've ever had it. I don't remember if I had it or not. You know.
There's a whole land down under people. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I know. It's that one song, the '80s song.
Maybe a Vegemite sandwich. I mean, were they Australian? Was the band Australian?
That I don't know. I'm gonna go with no. It was the '80s, man. You know. I don't think they were Australian. I mean, I could be, you know, terribly wrong, but I mean, I remember the song. It was very popular. You know.
And don't lie. I bet you still tap your fingers or your toes a little
Dude, if I
bit.
hear it on the radio, I'm like, oh, that one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, of course I get into it, man. I'm
Let's
old.
do mnemonic switches.
I'm old, dude.
That's not a suck. How is it to be old?
I'm not obsolete.
You're just old.
I try to do an Arnold thing. They're old, not obsolete. It was one of the Terminator movies. Whatever, he was there.
Very, very bad Arnold.
Very
accent.
bad Arnold.
That was horrible. Which is weird because you're the one who likes Germany. Of course, he was Austrian, isn't he?
He was Austrian, yeah.
I mean, the difference is.
It's not that it's more that I just like Germany. It's just I am German. Mein Vater ist auf Deutsch, ja.
I tried to connect with him. Let me read you something I sent to my friend Steve. Oh. Let's see. Here we go. Where is it?
It was TLDR, man, kind of thing.
It is not TLDR. It's only TLDR because you didn't put forth effort. So if my friend Dirk Lampersbach ever sees this video, this is for Steve, but Dirk will appreciate this. Are you ready? Here we go. Ich glaube, dass wir die Vor- und Nachteile von Übermexican nicht fermentierten
Did you say
Zucker.
Uber Mexican? What's an Uber Mexican?
Zucker in den verschiedenen Bieren, die wir trinken, diskutieren sollten. No, not tieren, that's a Mexican accent. Diskutieren sollten. Ich interessiere mich sehr für die Auswirkungen von überschüssigem Zucker in ihrem Double. Aus diesem Grund glaube ich, dass wir uns bei mir zu Hause versammeln und eine große Menge von deinem Double trinken und sehen sollten, Wie sich unser Kopf morgens anfühlt.
To all my Germanic cousins and friends out there, I'm sorry.
That was brilliant German reading. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Basically, what that said, though, is you said your double hurt your head. I'm really interested in the whole idea of unfermentable sugars in your beer. You should come to my house and we'll drink lots of your double and see if it happens again. Basically, that was the whole thing.
Right. What was the word? Did you actually have the word "kopf" in there? Yeah, that's head.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that word.
Yeah, that was in there.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have time though.
Oh, and I'm about to boil. You ever bring me down? It's gonna be like boom.
So I got the same thing going on. Kind of drain it. I'm not gonna rinse mine either. I think that is more of an all grain thing than it is.
Oh, do you have your kniff?
I do have kniff. I always have kniffs. Oh, I only have one kniff today. Where's my other kniff go?
You carry 2 kniffs?
Always. I got one for free. And it does a little. It's that little tiny one you usually use.
Little eagle guy on there.
Yeah, so it takes up very little space in my pocket, so I just throw them both in my pocket.
All right, so
It's a
I
pain in the
am
butt to sharpen. To be
putting
honest.
my Kent Golden hops in here.
Kent Golden hops.
I am at a little roll, but I'm gonna go very careful because I don't want it to boil over, which we've done that a few times in our life, have we not?
Yeah, enough that we're afraid of it.
Right. These are awfully powdery, man. This is awfully powdery.
What, your hops?
Yeah. They must have got bush or something.
That's interesting. So you're looking for, are you wanting to see Spider-Man No Way Home?
I'm not gonna go pay for it. I'll wait until it comes on Netflix or HBO or something. So I guess if it comes on HBO, I'm paying for it in a sense because I do subscribe, but I'm not gonna go to the movie theater. It's not my plan. I mean, I might see it eventually.
I just wonder. So I can spoil that movie if I wanted.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna spoil it. Now, the Ghostbuster one, I do want to see. I know the kids want to see it. Brandy wants to see it.
Oh, I
So yeah.
highly recommend. Highly recommend. It was well done all the way through.
Good. Because I was concerned it was going to be, not so good.
Hey, did you ever see the Social Justice Warrior Ghostbusters where they just
I
purposefully
did.
swapped all of the genders on purpose
Yeah, I saw
for
that.
no other, and that was the only reason they made the movie?
Yeah, I saw that one.
I don't actually know that, but I'm just casting that out there. Was it any good or was it kind of meh?
It was kind of bad. Not because it was female protagonists, just the story was just kind of weak and I don't know, little. I mean, it's a ghost movie, so it's already outlandish, but it was like even a little more outlandish than it could have been, or than it should have been.
I never saw it. I have no intention of seeing it. I think my
I mean, it
problem.
wasn't terrible, but it just could have been better,
I think my problem with it was, I mean,
the female actors did fine as far as like they were funny. They did the job.
so what's the one girl, Melissa McCarthy, right?
Yeah, she was in it.
She's a funny girl.
Yeah.
I think my thing with it is it just seems like the point wasn't to make a movie. The point was to take a movie that had already been made and switch all the characters out, men to
I
women, women
know.
to men.
Make it. Yeah, I know. It
Well,
just seems like, what are we doing here? Are we doing this to entertain, or are we doing this for social reasons?
Right. And even if you're trying hard to, it's like, I'm not going to have a political thing, I'm just going to enjoy it. Even if you're trying hard, that one's hard to ignore.
No, it's, yeah. I don't know. Welcome to modern day movie making, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know the criteria to like even be considered for an Academy Award, but I bet there's all kinds of social criteria on that now, dude.
Just have to have someone nominate you. I mean, seriously, the actual to be considered, yeah, but to actually get nominated is like a super simple process. It is not nearly as difficult as you think.
Well, they actually make it to the list. Like, you can be nominated, but it doesn't mean you're making the list of choices. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think a movie that tries to address social things is probably some criteria on there, you know.
Yeah. Well,
But it is what it is.
movies are hard, man. I just want to be entertained.
Are you not entertained?
Although I gotta tell you, there are some movies that are great.
What's that?
Did you ever see Crash?
Crash.
Brendan Fraser, Sandra Bullock.
I probably have. I just don't remember it.
There's that one guy, and then someone else.
Oh, the one guy.
Yeah. It was, maybe it was Anakin Skywalker. Was it the Anakin Skywalker picture? Anyways, so Crash was basically a whole movie about racism.
Oh.
I mean, really, you just couldn't ignore that. That's what the movie was about.
Right.
But it was just so incredibly well done that you got sucked into the story and you didn't focus on we're talking about racism aspect of things, right? So it put its message out there very well,
Right. Okay.
but without being preachy. It was a great movie. Great movie. Go ahead, Don Cheadle in it.
Oh.
And,
Yeah, I like Don Cheadle.
oh, that one absolutely gorgeous Hispanic actress. What's her name? Not Penelope Cruz, and not the other one that I always mistake for Penelope Cruz. I want to say Eva.
Eva Longoria.
Maybe?
Is that even the right name?
I don't think it
I don't
is.
I don't keep up with Hollywood, man. When I was younger, I did. I was all about the movie thing, but now I don't care.
This actress, you should keep up with. This woman is amazingly beautiful.
I'm not saying I don't appreciate a good movie. I just don't like. I don't know who's who anymore. I don't care. You know, maybe it's
Yeah, I don't know
older.
who's who either.
I don't care. You know, it's just like, oh, that movie looks good. Dude, who's in it? I have no idea, but it looked good when I saw the previews. You know.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, I guess the problem is that Hollywood famous Hollywood people have behaved so poorly in real life that I don't want to know who they are.
Right.
You know, it's like, I just don't want to know who you are. It's like, the movie looks good. It's like, this is cool, but no.
Right.
It's like, none of you people are good people. I would not say to my child, you should be like that person. I would say to my child, don't be like that.
Don't be like that person.
Sorry, Hollywood, you suck. I am doing no favors for my film music writing career.
Probably not.
I need to find some indie people. Indie films are where it's at. That's what I think.
Advertise yourself as a film scorer. Okay, look, you know.
You're being entirely too pragmatic.
You're the one who said you should look at indie films.
You're right.
It's like, well, then go for it.
All right. So, add a little heat to that. That's pretty well. I gotta use the restroom. That's what happens when you drink a lot of beer.
Okay. Yeah. When you're done, I gotta go myself.
Okay.
And I'm probably gonna get things ready for the next stages.
Say again?
Oh, go ahead. I was just saying, after you're done, I'm gonna get things ready. All right. Well, I have a nice textbook rolling boil, at least in my opinion, and I don't have a camera that can show it to you, but
try to take my word for it. It is ideal for what I'm doing. I have about 54 minutes remaining. At the 5-minute remaining mark, I will add my second hop pellets, which are the these are the Fuggles, I believe, another type of British hop. So anyway, this beer is not meant to be too hoppy, just enough to give it some character, but not a hoppy thing like an IPA or a pale ale. That's why it's added. That's why those hops are added with 5 minutes remaining. So some of that oil and the beta acids kind of boil away, so it's not so strong. I'm gonna consult my recipe here for a moment. Yeah, everything's identical to what we've been doing. So after Jim returns, I'm going to step off camera for a minute and take care of some business, and then I'm going to get my carboy ready. And it's been sanitizing, and I sanitized, I just used bleach water. I fill it a little over halfway. The volume is 6.5 gallons. So I fill it over halfway, with bleach water, and then I plug it and I set it on its side so that, it goes up about halfway again, and then I just kind of roll it periodically. That way it cleans up every part of that, the inside of that glass carboy. But I need to rinse it, get all the bleach out of it, make sure it's good to go, and then get it ready for this to go in there as soon as it's cool at the right temperature. Check his stuff out. He's got a ways to go before his gets up there. But his boiling kettle seems to heat faster than mine. I think that's because of the height between the stand and the flame. My flame seems to be a lot lower than his flame. So that's why we usually offset. Just because his tends to get to temperature much quicker than mine. But we did it backwards today though, because he has a 90-minute boil like I'm doing, but mine's only 60-minute. So we decided to try it the other way around, which seems to be working out pretty well. Because by the time my boil is done and I've chilled my wort, the wort chill will be ready for his, and it just makes things a little easier for all of us. No more bot comments. Really wish I could show you this because this is amazing. It's dialed in just right. Perfect balance of flame. Not all bubbly and aggressive. It's working. Hey, welcome back.
When you go in there,
Yeah.
I'm going to be very quiet out here, and I'm going to listen.
Okay. Why?
You'll find out.
Just so you know, I listed the other 2 tickets that I had. I listed them on Ticketmaster. Maybe someone will buy them.
Yeah, who knows, man? We got a couple days.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Guess who's going to see Implement of Work? That's not the name.
What? No. That's funny.
Herramienta. That is the name, except in Spanish. So we're going to go see Tool. It's going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
Are they going to play freaky videos on the big Jumbotron behind them or something? Or
Have
you ever been to a Tool concert?
No, I've never been to a Tool concert.
Never been to a Tool concert either.
From what I've seen on YouTube videos, and there is a visual aspect of it. There's going to be monitors. There's going to be probably lights and lasers and stuff going on because there's a lot of
Freaking laser beams.
visual stuff that goes along with their music. But I've never actually seen them live. I've just seen YouTube videos.
Which are weird.
So, well, I mean, like someone who shot the concert or a pro shot concert.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It was a show. It was a live show somewhere. So.
I thought you were talking about their videos.
Well,
Which are
yeah,
freaking
their
weird.
official videos are weird as well. It's typically CGI animations, just very strange.
Very, very, very strange. uber strange.
Yeah. You see that?
I did not. Are you boiling?
Textbook, dude. That's sweet.
All right,
I'll be right back myself.
I gotta keep control of mine because this is DME loves to boil
I'm
over.
going to do a little clean as I go. I'll be right back.
Clean as you go. Highly overrated. Destroy everything. Clean it up at the end.
Oh, I knew she was going to do that. That's what
Okay.
you're right. It was welcome, actually.
All right. So, Northwest Brewmeister, singular. And I'm the guy that doesn't know how to brew beer very well. The brewing is Steve's thing. I like to do the streaming. But here I am, all by myself, talking to you again. Waiting for a little foam action. So we're gonna go see Tool. I'm really excited. I don't know anything about Tool. I've watched a few of their videos. I know that they put out an album during the Trump administration. They didn't put an album out during Obama's time, did they? No, they put it out during Trump. Does that tell you? Tells you absolutely nothing. Tell you they put out an album. That's coming up. That's going to be super exciting. Never been to a show like that, as you can tell. Mainly country music, that sort of stuff. So, that'll be good. We are going to try and do on this work better thing. Going to get ourselves a brew studio so we're not in Steve's garage with echoey microphones and all that. It's going to be great. We have fans and fresh air. And it won't be 12 degrees. Or even though we're running 2 propane burners, it's still cold in here. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year. You going to have a good year? I'm going to have a good year. I'm totally spitballing here. Not going to lie to you. So, we should talk about Drink 'Em All. Drink 'Em All is a really cool song. So it starts in the United States, and then we move up to Canada, and then down into Mexico, and into Southern America. And then, where's it go from Southern America? And then over to the Middle East, and then it goes over to China and Eastern Europe and Russia, and then finally into Western Europe and England, and then it ends. What's this guy doing? They can't see you. The joke's lost. They can't see you.
I don't think anybody.
What did you lose?
Oh,
Well, that's true. Nobody's watching, so.
Nothing. I didn't lose anything, man. Just watching the timer, obviously.
So yeah, it has what I call singy, yelly lyrics. Think Dropkick Murphys.
Singy, yelly lyrics.
Definitely singy,
Oh,
yelly
you're
lyrics.
talking about Drink 'Em All.
We were practicing the other day. Steve did okay.
I'm not a vocalist.
At all.
I won't even argue that one because it's the honest truth.
But it's gonna be great. Hey, if you want to be, so we need gang lyrics, shouty, singy gang lyrics. If you want to be on it, go ahead and leave a message on Northwest Brewmeister's Twitter account. You can post things on the Twitter account
Yeah.
or DM us there. All you
Leave
have
a
to
comment
do,
here even in YouTube.
Yeah.
Somewhere where we can get in touch with you if you
doesn't matter. You can be part of the song, and then we'll play the song. We might even make a video. It'll pretty much be a beer bottle.
Yeah,
Or
because
beer glass.
all you gotta do is pretty much just sing certain parts and just kind of shout them like Dropkick Murphy style, and
Yeah,
we'll
you
make it
gotta
work.
yell 'em.
We'll yell them, yeah.
Like, this one is for you. I won't part. But you gotta go, this one is for you! And then maybe do this thing. Not that we'll see because the video is gonna be a beer bottle. But they could do that. If that helps you with your thing, go ahead, do it. You know,
Sure, man.
I've seen some people in recording studios do very strange things.
Yeah.
It's like nobody sees you.
It's like, I'm gonna hang upside down when I sing this.
It's like, okay. I'm gonna put this, I'm so in the moment look on my face. It's like, Shelly, this is the 97th take. You put the I'm so in the moment look on your face 97 times now.
No
It's not helping.
No one's gonna see that on your album.
This is audio. What about my album artwork? It's a frog in a tutu, lady. Save it for the show.
Save it for your concerts.
Although I did see an interesting conversation. It was classical music folks. Oh,
I'm listening.
and they were talking about how when you see a pop music person go up to that really high note, or they do the one thing, they always kind of put the and they like squint their eyes and scrunch their eyes up, and they like make it look like they're really going for it. Whereas classical music people, they'll go into the stratosphere and make it look like it's nothing. It's like blah, up above the range of human hearing.
Then back down.
Back down, as though nothing were happening, as though they were watching The Simpsons or something.
That's funny.
And these people were saying, they're like, yeah, maybe we need to do it like the pop people do it.
All right, so I am at a point where I need to get my cardboard ready. So I gotta go rinse it, get the bleach out of it, all that good stuff.
Trying to take sanitation seriously enough or something?
Trying to take sanitation seriously. So, all right, it's up to you if you want to keep going or if you want to kill it. I don't care. Your call, man.
Well, no, because once we start with this, we gotta stop.
Because what happened last time was I went too long, and then all of a sudden I lost track of time, and I missed my mark on some things on my last batch. So
Your what?
my mark, I missed the mark on some things.
Oh.
Like not putting things at the right time because I was.
Or not putting things at all? Or was that the batch before?
That was the Duvel. I forgot to do my finishing hops.
Oh, the one we're drinking now.
Yeah. So that I guess it didn't hurt it too bad, but still, the fact is that even last batch, even the Resurrection Ale, I missed my time on stuff because I wasn't paying attention.
All right. Well, that sounds good to me,
So
man.
it's only a few minutes. I just gotta rinse it and set it up,
Yeah, but
So if you want to kill it, kill it. If
we're
not,
walking up on an hour and a half, man. That's a crazy long time.
yeah.
We've only had one guy,
We've only had one bot comment.
Anthony Warner, who is obviously not a human. It's probably a poorly designed bot, too. I could
Yeah.
probably write a better bot than that. I mean, all it puts is there is 4 FYI.
Yeah, the exact same thing that other.
Do you have
Bot
any idea
said.
what that's supposed to do?
I have no idea. I have no idea. So
I mean, it's not a clickable link or anything like that. It's dumb. You know what? We're going to be back in 2 weeks because that's what we do.
that's what we do.
We figured out some cool things though with the OBS and the multicams. We just let's go steal a camera. I don't want to pay for it, so let's just go steal it from Walmart.
Stealing's wrong.
Not from Walmart.
No, Walmart.
No, it's fine. Seattle lets them shoplift.
It fell off a truck.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's just go down to Seattle and shoplift then, because
All right,
I guess they're gonna let everybody else do it.
but there's no Walmart in Seattle.
There isn't.
No.
It's a camera shop though.
Yeah,
It's gotta
but
be a camera shop.
well, it's got to be a big chain though.
No.
I'm not gonna steal from a mom and pop
True, I wouldn't either.
unless they were jerks. Like I might steal from a certain mom and pop in our town who made me mad. I would steal from them. My morals have kind of
Shifted a little bit.
they've gotten a little shaky. All right, hey. Let me get the stuff out of the way so I can actually click end stream.
Thank you. What's the name? Andrew, you said?
Anthony Warner.
Thank you, Anthony Warner, for your bot type response there, whatever.
Whatever.
You're not real. We know you're not real.
We know these things. We are smart. Yes, we are. All right, hey, this has been another Northwest Brewmeisters broadcast, the most professional broadcast this side of the Columbia River. My name is Jamie.
I'm Steve.
So relax.
Don't worry. Have a homebrew.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.